music, dancing, thousands filling the streets. Then, gunfire. Panic swept through Toronto's biggest Latin festival as bullets tore through the crowd, leaving 2 people dead and several others wounded. Police say it wasn't a random attack, but for those caught in the crossfire, it made little difference. A night of music and celebration turned into a scene of panic in Toronto after gunfire erupted in Midtown Toronto during the annual Latin festival Salsa on St. Clair Festival, leaving 2 people dead and 4 others injured. According to Toronto police, officers responded at around 8:12 p.m. local time on July 11th to reports of gunfire near St. Clair Avenue West and Arlington Avenue, where thousands had gathered for the 2-day Latin American Cultural Festival. Footage from the scene showed terrified festival goers running for safety as ambulances and heavily armed police rushed into the area. Police initially issued an active shooter alert. However, speaking at a late-night briefing, Toronto Deputy Police Chief Frank Barredo said investigators now believe the shooting stemmed from an exchange of gunfire between individuals targeting each other, rather than a random attack on the crowd.
So it's very difficult to say with certainty what precipitated this. I can tell you that there was an exchange of gunfire between individuals and that 2 firearms were recovered. But as I said, investigators are piecing it all together. This was a very chaotic scene. I think we had something in the neighborhood of 13,000 people participating in this festival, so it's crowded. I mean, just the brazen, despicable quality of this exchange here, the amount of danger to the members of the public, as the mayor commented, is just so unacceptable.
Authorities confirmed that 2 firearms were recovered from the scene, and multiple crime scenes have been established as forensic teams continue their investigation.
And there may be more than, obviously several suspects, so we're going to put it all together.
So there have been no arrests?
There have been no arrests at this time in relation to this incident. At this time, I'll say that there's about 3 crime scenes, so areas that have been cordoned off and that will be more carefully examined than essentially the generality of St. Clair. As to the number of suspects outstanding, I don't have that information available to share as yet. We'll certainly share that as the investigation unfolds.
Police stress there is no ongoing active threat to the public.
This seemed to be an exchange of gunfire between individuals targeting each other, obviously indiscriminately putting vast numbers of people in great danger. But an active shooter is something that we put out because we weren't sure in the initial few moments of what it was. It turned out not to be an active shooter in the classic state sense of the word. We do not believe at this time that there's some sort of active threat to people that live in and around this area.
Acknowledging the gravity of the attack, Barredo sought to reassure residents.
Toronto is one of the safest cities in the world. I'm sure the mayor would agree with me and the councillors of the city would agree. But we are 3 million people, and unfortunately we are not completely immune to some of the things that happen globally, quite frankly. But Toronto is an extremely safe city.
Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow, meanwhile, appealed to the public to help investigators.
I urge people that have footage or have some information to call the police and let them know their information.
Investigators are continuing to examine evidence, identify suspects, and determine the motive behind the deadly shooting.